Here's how you use the new mapping feature in Balto K9 version 5. First, you tap on the map icon in the toolbar up above, and that's available no matter where you are and what you're doing in the middle of an exercise or what. You can then switch over to a mapping program such as CalTopo, and here I have a map with some markers and some areas, polygons set up. And you tap on the folder icon and tap on export, and then you'll probably want to uncheck everything in here and pick certain things that you're going to want. So for example, I'm going to want the AirCent and HR areas. And then you can either select GeoJSON or GPX. GeoJSON has some additional color information about the polygons, so it gives you a little bit better view. And then you tap on the export button, and then in the destination row, probably going to want to tap on more because it may not show Balto at the beginning, and tap on Balto, and it pulls it up, and now you have the map with whatever structures are in there. It supports polygons, it supports tracks, and it supports waypoint markers. To select a polygon, you tap on it and it changes color and centers on the screen. Then you'll see that you've got a grid search tool, and you also have a sector grid generator tool. So if we set the grid search tool, you can set the wind direction and the spacing with the sliders. And as you move the slider around, it will recreate the wind. What you're seeing on here is a hypothetical search path. The little S marker is where you would start. So for example, if the wind was coming from the southwest, you would probably roll that around until the S is in one of the northeast corners. If you don't like which corner it starts from, you can hit the reverse button to change that. And then if you want to change the spacing, you adjust the spacing accordingly. And chamfer corners will round over those sharp corners. It's just a little cosmetic thing. Now, if you also tap on the little compass button, that uses the phone's compass to set the direction. So you basically point the phone into the wind, and it will give you the path based on the wind direction. You can then export this path as a GPX file either back into CalTopo or something like Garmin Explorer and get it into your Garmin Alpha and set that up as a route that you would follow and let the GPS handle following the route for you. If you're done with that, you can either clear it out or just dismiss the dialog. You can also activate geofencing by tapping the little switch up above, and that uses the phone's GPS to tell you when you have exited the search area. So you don't have to constantly look at your phone as you're walking through the area. Note that this does consume battery, so it's something that you'll probably want to use sparingly, but it's kind of nice if you're working an area and you don't have a flanker to tell you that you're inside the area or outside the area. This will give you an idea. Let's Let's clear that out. And then let's look at the sector generator. What this does is it generates smaller subsections of a given polygon. So for example, we've set that size to 1 acre, and this area is a lot bigger than 1 acre. So when we generate this, it generates 1 acre areas. So you could subdivide a big area into smaller areas for more detailed searching. You can change the orientation of these to better align with the edges. You can change the size a little bit based on what your search preferences are. And then you can export these back into CalTopo, and they will populate on the map, including all of those labels. Bear in mind that if you use the GeoJSON export version, you're going to get a lot more color information, more details than you would if you were using Export GPX. But programs like Garmin Explorer don't support GeoJSON, so we have the GPX version there.